Sup guys, it's Kosh and it's Smithing Master Stats Guide. Finally I found a way to figure out what stats do what, and I can tell you which of those are important and which are not. We can go through all of them together with you, so let's go. Basically the short version, you can click on this information mark over here and that will show you all the stats. When you click on each stat, that will show you what does it do and you can read it yourself. But once again, if you're here, I will guide you through this for your convenience. So HP, health, attack, that's pretty straightforward. Then there is a defense, which is basically the stat that will lower the damage taken. Then there is a speed. Now for the speed, it just decides who will go first. If your speed is double of the enemy, that does mean that you will do 2 attacks per turn, which sucks, so it's a good stat, but I don't recommend going for that much. The next one is CMB, which is combo. Who would have known, right? There is a chance to launch a basic attack again when the character launched basic attack, so chance to do 2 attacks. It's a pretty fun stat. There is combo resistance as well, which is a counter stat for the defense against that, but I would focus on the offensive stats, guys. I would go on offensive, increasing combo, increasing CTA, which is counter attack, so when you get attacked, you can attack immediately after that. That's a pretty good one as well. I don't know, I would go for critical damage mostly. So yes, CTA is counter attack. I don't like it that much because I prefer to do more damage without being attacked, and if you evade, I don't know if it works or not. We don't know. Anyway, next one is stun. Stun is a good stat because it will allow the enemy to skip turn. That means that you will completely avoid its damage, and it's a really good stat. Stun resistance, again, counter that for the PvP mostly. Then we got the ER, which is evasion rate. That will give you a chance to evade an attack. Once again, together with the stun, that's a really good stat. So if the enemy attacks you, you can just completely avoid the attack, and that would be really nice. ER resistance, that doesn't allow the enemy to evade that much. So pretty important for offensive, but not that much. Then we get the critical. Now critical is one of my favorite stats in the game, that's why I have it at 3.7%. Yeah, so that will allow you to do additional damage to the enemy on your normal attacks. It doesn't require you to trigger anything else other than the critical. By default it's 1.5% physical damage. We got the critical resistance to counter enemy critical strike, and then we got the critical damage. Here it will increase your damage you do to the enemy on the critical strike. Don't know if it's a good stat or not, that's so secondary. And then you get the critical damage resistance, which is low. You get what it is, right? But it's kind of weird. The next one is BB, which is block break. Who knew, right? Reduce the chance for targets to block. The higher the value, the lower chance for targets to block. Deal 125% damage, times damage, when the block break is triggered, so that's like a kind of critical in a way, so that will increase your damage as well. Then there is a block, so when attack triggers block to reduce the damage received. How much of the damage is removed, we don't know. And then there is armor break, ignores the target's defense completely, so that's like the counter skill for the defense over here at the top. Every 1% armor break ignores 1% of the target up to 100%. So yeah, if you get 100% armor break, the enemy defense is totally useless, which is crazy. Then you get armor break resistance, so the enemy armor break won't be that efficient. Then you get the lifesteal. Lifesteal is one of my favorite stats. It's really good. It will allow you to steal enemy HP, so your combat will take longer. Pretty good stat. And then there is a lifesteal resistance. Reduce the attacker's lifesteal ratio. Pretty easy to understand. And the final stats is damage amplification. That increases the damage dealt when the character launch a basic attack, so that's like the multiplier on top of your attack, like the final one. And there is a damage reduction that will reduce the damage dealt to the character when the attacker launched basic attack. Alright, so that's like additional defense layer. So how do you want to build those up? Now this is really hard to manage because most of the stuff will be randomized. You are getting the random gear with the random bonuses over here. Can you get them? I'm not sure. You can only select the additional stats by enchanting specific tiles of gear, but that will be really expensive again, so I'm not sure if it's worth it. I would go personally evenly distributing the points, but focusing on the offensive stats, so something like combo, something like counter attack, something like stun, evasion rate not that much, critical. Once again, I love the stat, but in this game it's kinda feels lacking a bit. block break, yes, and lifesteal is almost important, and if you can get additional damage amplification and damage reduction, those stats will help you out quite a lot as well. So those will be my favorite stats to build, but main ones anyway will be your attack, HP and defense. Those are extremely important and they will govern your basic stats that will scale your character. So those are your base and you scale out of them. That's why you really want to get them to the maximum, because each enchants of your equipment will allow you to get percentage bonus to your stats, right? Each special item that you have will also increase percentage of HP, attack, defense, and that kind of stuff. So those things will allow you to become stronger, and they will allow you to scale your basic stats. That's why you need to focus on those mainly. But if we talk about the secondary stats, I mean, yeah, I would go for offensive, but once again, it's so much RNG dependent that you don't really know what you will get. And for example, if for the stones I would get a chance to get like higher tier stone with the worst stat that I don't like, I would go with it because it will give me more stats. So focusing on the stats is more important in my opinion. Same goes for your treasures. I've got 3 of those available right now, and this one will give me a CTA. I forgot was that already. That's a counter attack, but I have the one over here that will give me lifesteal. But since I've spent all my resources on upgrading this one because I've got it earlier, I would stick with this one for now, for a while, because I mean, those bonuses are really good. And if you reset it, it will be gone, and we don't want that. So, yes, this artifact is better right now, because it will give me more stats. Moreover, I can upgrade it in order to get additional stats, so now I'm stuck with it for a while. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what's your favorite stats in the game and what's your build is, because I'm curious. You can adjust your build by using the proper secret stones, because those will give you the bonuses, and proper treasures, because you got so many of those stones and you can go for specific stats here. But overall, it's still very RNG dependent, and here I would personally go for the damage, attack and defense stats instead of going for something that will give you specific secondary stats. Moreover, you definitely want to get really high tier stone here instead of the one that you get, and it will take a while before you can get something high tier, but with the stats that you need. So yeah, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. That will help to promote the video in YouTube algorithms just as your comments, and check out the video description for the links. We got the LD player that will allow you to play this game and other Android games on the PC, my Discord, social media, and other YouTube channels with other games, which is pretty nice stuff, honestly. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. That's about it for now. Stay and Kosh out. Have a good one. Bye.